Me again. It's time for part 2 of Alpha 315 Changes Everything. This week the team is back to talk inventory and finally put all those globals and locals and vehicles and externals and personals into context with one another as they set the table for a truly physicalized universe coming down the line.
Healing, we're introducing like the next big step towards Death of a Spaceman. Now we're introducing the first huge leap towards the physicalized inventory. This is really the biggest milestone for inventory in general. The move towards physicalized inventory is really an attempt to make players think and make choices.
This is the loop where you have to decide what I take with me is the stuff that I have access to me.
And those choices should be reflecting players' gameplay choices, their styles. The iterative manner will mean that you get emergent roles in the groups, people bringing all the healing with them because the other guys around them have all the ammo, that kind of thing. So that there are so many different aspects involved in restricting things that encourage communication and cooperation that change the way that you play the game and ultimately drastically impact the experience.
So if you've played Star Citizen, and I hope you have, then you'll be familiar with the global inventory. You're able to access anything you want at any location.
You could be carrying a whale in your backpack, and we don't want that.
That is being nuked with prejudice. So from now on, you won't have access to the PMA. You will still have access to the VMA for all of your ships and your ship items and equipment, but anything related to your character will be in the local inventory. Local inventory is the largest space that you have access to. It's not infinite, but it will be the largest space that you have access to. And that is tied to what you'd imagine the location that you're in.
So let's take, for example, Port Olisar. Whilst I'm on the station, I can access Port Olisar and everything that I've stored within the location inventory. As soon as I leave the station and fly off, I can no longer access those items.
So when you open up your inventory, you'll be able to just press I or go through it, the person in a thought, and open up your inventory and you'll see, okay, there's all of the gear on my character. And then you'll have another kind of window on the other side, which will show all of your local inventory. That's
going to make you consider, what am I going to take with me from this location? It's also introducing the concept of, I want certain things in these locations, so I now have to move them there. I have to physically go there to put them in those locations. Another key aspect of local inventory, which you now set the very first time that you sign in, is your home location.
That home residence has two purposes. One, it becomes your regeneration point, your default regeneration point, whether the hospital or the nearest hospital nearby. And the other thing is that it becomes your default home location for all of your gear, equipment, subscriber flares, vehicles, everything that you own will be deposited at this location.
So we've touched on the largest scale inventory that we have, the location inventory. The next one down is a vehicle inventory. And that marries an inventory container with a ship interior. In the same way that you have to be a location in order to access your location inventory, you have to be inside your ship to access your vehicle inventory.
Larger ships will have more inventory and smaller ships will have less inventory. And this is simulating all of the lockers and all the physical storage that you would have had on those ships.
The interface allows you to drag and drop from location to vehicle, so you'll be able to move items between locations. The next inventory scale down is external inventory, and that's any inventory container that you interact with that's basically in a box.
It can be in a ship, or it can be a crate out in the world, or it can be a loot box, it can be anything. It could even be the corpses that you leave.
The hell?
When you kill someone, the amount of flesh and bones that they leave behind is something you can interact with and start rummaging around inside. It's an interface that allows you to drag off armor, weapons, etc. So finally, the smallest form of inventory is personal inventory. And that's anything that has an inventory container attached to it that you can wear. So whether that's trousers and jacket, there'll be a corresponding UI container for your jacket pockets, for your trouser pockets, etc. That's environment suits, that's core armor, that's leg armor.
And backpacks now are separated from cores, so you can choose which armor you prefer based on the choices that you want, and you'll be able to associate a different backpack to the armor. Light goes with light, medium can have medium and light, and heavy can have heavy, medium, and light.
So with all these different types of inventories, different sizes and whatnot, that brings us to asking, how do you track where everything is? How do I know where I've left that bag of ammo? That brings us to NikNax, which is a new mobile app that we're introducing alongside inventory.
You're able to load up NikNax, look at it, and at any moment, get a real-time update of all of the items that you have. So you want to know where that P6LR is. And you're like, oh, where did I leave it? Oh, I left it on my ship that's in Port Olisar. Oh, cool. I can go and get that.
As with many other features that have been released with Star Citizen, there's more to come. We'll continue to improve it and work on it and flesh out additional functionality. There's a lot more things to consider, to remember, and to coordinate over. I think we're moving towards what the game is intending to be.
It's very easy as game designers or game developers to focus on individual mechanics and say, oh, this mechanic does this and this mechanic does this. But what my job is and what I'm trying to help deliver is to deliver Chris Roberts' vision. And that vision is this Star Citizen experience that everybody loves and wants to play and everybody is working towards. And inventory and healing are huge ways of moving towards that goal. And the biggest thing that you'll notice is that they're going to change how you play the game.
So what did we learn this week? There's an enormous shift coming to the way everything from shopping to trading to vehicle spawning is happening in the persistent universe. That inventory management will become a more tactical endeavor when the answer to what's in the cave becomes only what you take with you. And that when combined with last week's injury and healing changes, 315 is shaping up to be quite a patch. Now don't forget, Ship Showdown is now in the Elite 8, and since I recorded this a few weeks ago, I'm going to go ahead and assume the Argo Cargo is running away with the entire thing. And remember, Digital Citizen Con is coming October 9th, so keep an eye out for even more details in the coming weeks. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. We'll see you all next week.